Well, as tropical cyclone Mahasen barreled across the Bay of Bengal, there were real concerns for the most vulnerable people in this region. 140,000 or more Rohingya refugees, both in western Myanmar and in eastern Bangladesh, who live under nothing more substantial than tents and tarpaulins.
They are some of the most marginalised people in the world. More than 100,000 Rohingya live in tented camps like this, right along the shore of Myanmar, formerly Burma's western Rakhine state. Now they are braced for the arrival of potentially devastating storm force winds and a large tidal surge, which could spell disaster if they don't move.
There are about 64,000 people that live in these villages here that are very exposed to the wind and storm surge.
Brian Agland works for the aid agency Care International and shows me the low-lying coastal area at risk. He tells me historically many Rohingyas don't trust the Burmese army after years of oppression.
There's a genuine fear of these Rohingya to get on or put their family on these military trucks. That has had a significant change recently, and for example in Mongdor yesterday about 40,000 mainly Rohingya were moved from the coastal area inland.
It's not just the storm they fear. This sort of ethnic violence has been erupting in recent months. Buddhist Rakhine nationalists attacking Muslim Rohingya villages, the sectarian violence spreading across the country, targeting other Muslim communities. The Rohingya aren't officially recognised as citizens by either Myanmar or neighbouring Bangladesh. Stateless, living in fear of sectarian violence, many have nothing but the clothes in which they stand. But there is cause for some hope. Since I reported on Cyclone Nargis in 2008, political reforms have opened up Myanmar from decades of military repression. This time the UN says it and the government is better prepared.
That close coordination, the lines of communication are much better, and I think the lessons have been learned in any case from Nargis in these areas. But in the response, we will have to see.
We're already beginning to feel the effects of Cyclone Mahasen here in Yangon. But for those trying to coordinate the relief effort, the reality is it's probably already too late to move the most vulnerable people. Here they're just hoping they've already done enough to stop a catastrophic loss of life.
Hopes that the Rohingya people will be spared this time after so many years of suffering.
It's still too early to conclusively say that these people have been spared this storm. At the moment, the reports that we're getting are of heavy rain, strong winds in the area, but it seems at the moment that possibly they have been spared the worst of this system. It seemed to have tacked north at the last minute and gone further into Bangladesh, meaning those vulnerable people in those camps that you've just seen seem to have been spared from Tropical Storm Mahasen.